Oh, hi there. Welcome to Club Passim. My name is Matt Smith. I'm the managing director here, and this time of year is something that we look forward to every year, and that's Lamplighter time. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about Passim and all we have going on before we get going here. As you may know, Passim has been a venue in Harvard Square in one way or another since back in 1980. For the last 25 years, we've been a nonprofit organization. As a nonprofit, we've been in normal times running shows in the club 7 nights a week. We have a music school, we have outreach programs, a festival, BCM Fest, and we give grants to artists through our Iguana Music Fund. Now, all of these things are still happening during COVID-19. We have not stopped any of our programming. We've had to pull back the outreach series, but we still have some of them going on. We've been streaming shows either from people's homes or live here from the club. Our music school has gone online. BCM Fest will be happening online in January. We're going to be giving out $40,000 in grants to New England-based artists through our Iguana Music Fund at the end of this year. Now, something else that we started at the beginning of the pandemic is the Passim Emergency Artist Relief Fund. And through that fund, we have dispersed over $145,000 in money to artists to help with their living costs during the pandemic. That's because of you being so generous to us, to this community. We appreciate you tuning in here. We do ask that you make donations to watch these shows, just like you were buying a ticket, because this is how artists are making money these days. It's the only way artists are making money these days. So please be generous if you can. We ask that if you make a $25 donation per show that you're watching, or if you're going to watch all of them, just $100 will get you in for the whole week. We're not saying that you can't if you aren't paying. We just ask that if you are tuned in, that you share the stream. Share it on your own Facebook or YouTube pages, and that is going to help get more eyes and ears on the whole thing. We have 8 nights of mayhem. I've got a big bowl of Halloween candy, and tonight we're going to start off with something that's never been attempted here at Passim. I'm going to toss this over to our host, Peter Mulvey.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, on the shore dimly seen through the mists of the deep, where the foe's haughty host in dread silence reposes. What is that which the breeze... rather than sing the rest of verse 2 and then sing verse 3 and then sing verse 4, I think instead I'm just going to turn it over to the East Coast semifinal table tennis, aka ping pong match between Paul Paddles Kochanski and Mark Ping Pong Erelli.
How you doing, Paddles?
I'm swell, Mark.
Should we volley for serve?
Let us do that.
Ping for serve?
Ping.
P-I-N-G.
Oh.
That's right, folks. We are here at the Lamplighter Table Tennis East Coast Regional Semifinals match between Mark Erelli and Paul Kochanski. My name is Matt Smith. I'm from the Cambridge Sports Network.
1-1.
And I'm Chris Anzalone, and I'm from Medford. And-
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be wild.
We're here at the first ever pandemic pugilistic ping pong Passim pileup, and I
Table's over here.
am pretty excited.
What I'm amazed by is that they got the monkey to come out of retirement to be the line judge.
That monkey is a former champ, ping pong champ. We won't reveal who he is, just because
Oh, man.
this is just crazy.
Well, a little bit of statistics. I know that Mark Erelli has been a international champion before, and the amazing thing is that you might not know is that Mark Erelli has a wooden right arm.
It's true, Matt. And also something else you might not know about these two players is there's some bad blood. They don't like each other. Last year, in the middle of a match, they got into a fist fight
All right.
during a break over an argument as to which was the better Darren on Bewitched. It got heated. It just got out of control. But so far tonight, the mood seems pleasant and civil.
So far, and that bad blood does not just come metaphorically. It is literally. They have actually given each other transfusions, and they have mismatched blood types.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. I did not know that. The monkey seems to be. I'm not sure what that score is. Is that a new scoring system? I've been out of it for a long time.
The score is now
When I was a child, my dad took me to see Den Yaping. And that's when I really fell in love with the game in the early 70s. But I have been out of it for a long time.
But that's when ping pong was ping pong. Let's be honest. Back in the 70s, that's when the sport really made its mark societally and globally.
Absolutely. Well, there doesn't seem to be any score yet, although I see a lot of ping ponging. I'm still seeing 0-0.
I think there might be new rules. I don't think maybe scoring. Maybe there isn't score anymore. Maybe it's sort of they're embracing a more communal way of playing ping pong, and that the score is just it's always nothing.
Sure.
It's sort of a Zen ping pong game.
I like that. And besides, I mean, that table isn't. That's not an official size table, so I can't really consider this ping pong.
Actually, there's a point of contention there. I think that it is a regulation size table. It's just that both Mark and Paul are 12 feet tall. It's hard to.
Oh, that's right.
It's hard to see an angle like that.
Is it a point of contention or is it a bone of contention?
It is a pointed bone of contention, actually.
Okay.
It is 1 degree. It's sort of like double, triple jeopardy.
Matt, if I seem distracted today, it's because I'm actually being audited as this match happens. So if I...
Understandable.
Yeah,
We won't hold any of your answers to us. It appears there's a score, there's a ticker score that is not the same. Okay, there we go. We're updating.
Oh. I find the pace to be jarring during this particularly. I can't tell who's... The serving seems to have no rhyme or reason. I mean,
now, is it jarring or is it more pickling? I feel like it's sort of pickling.
It's off-putting. Pickling.
10-9.
Sure.
10-9. They're just yelling out numbers now. Is this bingo? Are they playing bingo?
I see 2-1.
And your winner.
And that's it. We have a winner.
Apparently, that's it. What a magical game. That was. It's really hard to. It's hard to understand the feelings that I have right now.
Yeah.
But thanks to everyone for tuning in.
I'm exhausted.
I think I'm not even sure what happens now. Apparently there's music involved with this. I really don't know.
Matt, I don't have time for this. I'm being audited. I have to go. I'll see you later. Bye.
All right.
That was some exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, thus be it ere where free men shall stand between their home and war's desolation, blessed with victory's peace. May the something land Probe the power that can't be the word, and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must, when our cause it is just, and this be our motto: in God we trust. And the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you, Paul, so much. Thank you, Mark, so much for that valiant effort. Chris Anzalone, one of our commentators, he's going to keep commentating as he drums. And
wonderful rendition of the great old song, the America song. I think that's what it's called.
all right. We're starting with Tom Waits because that's what you start with in the middle of a pandemic. Thank you for taking the monkey mask off. I really appreciate that. That was going to haunt me.
Molly put down, smoked Jimmy the Hawk with a whole little pistol and a lariat. Going to the bottom, going down the drain. They said she wasn't big enough to carry you. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Get behind the mule in the morning and plow. You got to get behind the mule. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow.
Chop it to chop goes the axe in the woods. You got to meet me by the fall down tree, shoveling dirt on a coffin lid. And I know they come a looking for me. Got to get behind a mule in the morning and plow. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Get behind the mule. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Big Jack Earl was 8'1", and he stood in the road and he cried. Couldn't make her love him, couldn't make her stay. Tell the good Lord that he tried. You got to get behind a mule in the morning and plow. Get behind a mule in the morning and plow. You got to get behind a mule in the morning and plow. You got to get behind a mule in the morning and plow. Dust the trail from Weaver till the Beggarston on the back of the freight line stage. Bueller fired on Beatty for a lemonade. I was stirring my brandy with the nail, boys. I was stirring my brandy with the nail. You got to get the mule in the morning and plow. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Punctuated words on a power line in the Studebaker Woodward jokes. I'm digging all the way to China with a silver spoon. While the hangman fumbles with the noose, boys. While the hangman fumbles, you got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Get behind the mule in the morning and a plow. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Rampaging sons of the widow James, Jack the Cutter and the pockmarked kid, where they had to stand naked at the bottom of the cross. Tell the good Lord what they did. Got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and a plow. Get behind the mule morning and plow. Get behind a mule in the morning and plow. Pin your eyes to the wisdom post. Pin your eye to the line. Never let the weeds get higher than the garden. Always keep the sapphire in your mind. I said always keep the diamond in your mind. You got to get behind a mule in the morning and plow. Get behind a mule in the morning and a plow. Get behind a mule in the morning and a plow. Get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you so much. And thanks to Passim for just having faith in us to do this thing. And thanks to Barry and Matt and Abby for all the planning and the musicians for coming out. And I know that it looks a little weird that we're all in here together, but almost all of us got tested. We're masking where we can. We're far apart. We're taking all the precautions that we can to keep each other safe. And who won? You won, didn't you?
I did.
And we
I don't
didn't
wanna
even
rub
go
it
to
in
a
or
third match.
anything.
Yeah, right.
You put me in a very awkward position. I mean, Paul and I have played in many bands over the years. We've known each other for over 20 years now. I haven't seen Paul since December. And, you know, I don't go to the ping pong table without fully intending to kick ass. And it's just very awkward. I just barely said hello to him, and then I had to, you know, do what
Crush
I
him.
did. Yeah.
Crush him.
I've seen a ping pong table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. So as I understand it, you were what? You were the Bates College
a tennis player.
champion.
Yeah, I was a
you
tennis
were a tennis player
And a very good drunk ping pong player.
and a very good drunk ping pong
Maybe
player.
even better.
And Paul?
I was the district champion of the in Upper Michigan. There's not a lot of people there, and because it was elementary school, I did beat a fourth grader to qualify because he and I were the only people qualifying. So
Oh, hell yeah.
that was maybe the last time I picked up a paddle. No, I have, but more recently, 3 years ago, there was a ping pong table at Green River Fest.
Yeah.
Were you there? Were you at the Green?
I wasn't, but you know, I inherited my high school ping pong table. We had one growing up, and I had it in my barn until recently, and we were cleaning out, like a little quarantine clean out, and I took a Sawzall to it and cut up my broken high school ping pong table and put it in my neighbor's dumpster that he had rented. So it's been a very therapeutic kind of couple weeks. Yeah, you didn't know any of this when you asked me to do this.
Was it a Milwaukee Sawzall?
You know, it might have been. Let's just say it was.
Was it the red with the lightning bolt?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. It did the job.
I got my eye on one. I got an oil boiler to take out of my basement. Can we talk tools? We're not going to play any more songs. We're just going to talk about tools for the rest of this.
Should we do this one? Yes. Peter started us off with the Tom Waits vein, so I thought I would do another Tom Waits song from the same record. There's a house on my block that's abandoned and cold. Folks moved out of it a long time ago, and they took all their things and they never came back. Looks like it's haunted with the windows all cracked, and everyone calls it the house where nobody lives. Once it held laughter, once it held dreams. Did they throw it away? Do they know what it means? Did someone's heart break? Did someone do somebody wrong? Well, the paint was all cracked. It was peeled off of the wood, and the papers were stacked on the porch where I stood. And the weeds had grown up just as high as the door. There were birds in the chimney and an old chest of drawers. Looks like no one's ever gonna come back to the house where nobody lives. Once it held laughter, and once it held dreams. Did they throw it away? Do they know what that means? Did someone's heart break? Did someone do somebody wrong? So if you find someone to have, someone to hold, don't you trade it for silver, don't you trade it for gold. 'Cause out of all of life's pleasures, yeah, they're fine and they're good, but they remind me that houses are just made of wood. And no one makes a house grand, it ain't the roof or the doors. If there's love in a house, it's a palace for sure. Without love, it ain't nothing but a house where nobody lives. I said without love, it ain't nothing but a house where nobody lives. That is a good song.
That is a good song. It feels so good to be playing music in a room. Oh my God, I missed this.
Peter, more importantly, can I get back to the Milwaukee Sawzall? See, I thought was that Milwaukee Sawzall was when two people. Never mind. God, this isn't proper Passim banter.
No, you're right. You're right,
Something
actually.
different.
That's
It's
how
like-
I understand it, too.
Right. It's like an Arkansas howdy.
Yeah. Exactly. Never mind.
The week is young. That's right. I should say my co-curator, Barry Rothman, and I, along with the able help of Mr. Matt Smith and Abby Altman here at Passim, have cooked up another 7 nights of entertainment ordinaire for you. And tomorrow we have a thing. It's really Barry and is it Barry and Dinty's brainchild or mostly your brainchild? Singers read. Singers read. So we're going to get a bunch of singers. We're going to have them read. Chris Smither is going to be all the readers are going to be coming in remotely, and then Barry Rothman and Dinty will be in this room making music. We're doing what else was it? Okay. And so we have Chris Smither, and I don't want to spoil anything, but he'll be reading the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock by T.S. Eliot. We have Jennifer Kimball, and last I heard William Blake was in the offing, although then she wrote to me and said she might change that. We have Ani DeFranco, who's going to be reading Judy Land poem. I don't know what I'm going to read yet. I'm still taking suggestions. Vance Gilbert is keeping it very close to the vest.
Characteristically.
Yeah.
That's how he rolls.
Exactly. Jeffrey Foucault will be reading, I'm guessing, something by an old man that's very dark and bleak. And who am I missing? Rachel Price, who is going to be reading
Something
Green
with
Eggs
a lot
and
of
Ham.
rage. Yeah, rage, right? Yeah.
You took a shovel to the basement, and you blistered up your hands, and you danced all night at the wedding. You stayed up drinking with the bands, and you made love until the daylight was creeping across the floor. Tell me, what else was it you were looking for? You felt the first chill of November steal inside of your coat, right there with a fragile pulse of living fluttered in your throat. You left the house you thought you lived in, never even shut the door. Oh, tell me, what else was it you were looking for? Your little life, it came undone, the way that little lives do. And so you spilled over to your friends, and bless them, your friends came through. And then one day you set it down, 'cause you didn't need it anymore. Tell me, what else was it you were looking for? Oh, Would you meet me where the leaves are coming down? And if I learn to say your name, would you learn to stick around? Or we could walk, we could just say nothing, just say nothing more. Then what else was it you were looking for? Oh man, that felt good. That felt really, really good. That was, I hope you are enjoying this as much as we are. We need some joy this week. I feel like we also all need a break from like writing postcards to swing states and doom scrolling and drinking heavily. That's sort of the theme.
Were we supposed to not do that tonight? I didn't get the email.
Drink heavily and doom scroll? Oh, God. Where you're just like, oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, God.
Yeah. We know the drill. Yeah. I'm gonna do. Let's do Her Town now. Let's do that kind of rockin' one. Yes. Peter made a record with the great Chuck Prophet producing. What was it, like 7 records ago now? You're so prolific, I can't even keep track. Silver Ladder was the name of it, I believe, and it's a personal favorite of mine, I have to say. And so much so that when I met Chuck Prophet, I was like, I gotta figure out a way to work with you somehow. And I basically invited myself over to his office in the Mission to do some co-writing, and this is what came out. It's a little rock and roll song called Her Town Now. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The days are cold, the nights are long, the bed's still here, but her pillow's gone, and all her friends were my friends too. I lost them the day she moved. This is her town, this is her town, this is her town now. This is her town, this is her town, this is her town now. And it makes me wonder why I stick around. It's her town now. Black and white, a little bad TV would have helped me through, or some blonde on blonde. Yeah, but she took that too. This is her town, this is her town, this is her town now. This is her town, this is her town, this is her town now. It makes me wonder why I stick around. It's her town now. There's a stranger in my midst. It's her town now. They cross me off their list. It's her town now. This is her town, this is her town, this is her town now. This is her town, this is her town, this is her town now. It makes me wonder why I stick around. It's her town now. The birds are back I saw her downtown, but she didn't see me. Yeah. All right. Thank you, fellas. Thank you so much. Right? You need, it puts a little spring in your step.
It does. It does.
It should.
I like your sartorial gambit.
Oh, well, I figured the doors would be open and we'd have some ventilation, and it's almost November and all, so you need like an extra layer of cow.
Mark took me shopping, and we found this jacket for me, and
And I knew you were going to wear that, so I was like, I cannot too wear a dark blazer, you know?
yeah,
So I had to
because it'd be full on.
just shift.
I like. All right, what happens now?
You know what? The Milwaukee Sawzall is actually, it was the catcher for the 1959 Milwaukee Braves. Del Crandall. Del Crandall was the Milwaukee Sawzall. Sorry. Not the-
Because nothing got past him.
Not the
He
sex thing.
saw it all.
Exactly. Nice. So that's it. Just for everyone at home, 1959, Del Crandall, catcher for the Milwaukee Braves.
Yeah. Just, it's on Wikipedia, I'm sure.
Also, in Anzalone's brain, you're one of those guys that used to get calls all the time to settle these things, and then in I'm guessing about 2006, the phone stopped ringing.
There was a couple of young guys that came up that knew a couple of things more than I did, and that was it.
And then the internet.
Yeah, then the internet.
Paul Kochanski, what happens now?
Well, I could play a fine little tune.
I like this idea. Where's this one come from?
Well, I don't know. It's not Iggy's tune.
Oh,
It's my spirit animal. It wasn't very helpful in my ping pong pursuits. But Jimmy Osterberg, Iggy Pop, is my spirit animal. I am a street walking cheetah with a heart full of napalm. But apparently, that's not enough if you're going to play Mark Erelli. So instead of that, let's play this Louis Armstrong song, which I really like. What a big old 5-chord, the A flat 7. A man wants to work for his pay. A man wants a place in the sun. A man wants a gal proud to say she'll become his loving wife. He wants a chance to give his kids a better life. Well, hello, brother, hello. You can travel all around the world and back. You can ride or sail or fly on a railroad track. But no matter where you go, you're gonna find that people have the same things on their minds. A man wants to work for his pay. A man wants a place in the sun. A man wants a gal proud to say that she'll become his loving wife. He wants a chance to give his kids a better life. Well, hello, brother, hello. place in the sun. A man wants a gal, proud to say that she'll become his loving wife. He wants a chance to give his kids a better life. Well, hello, brother. Hello. Yes, hello, brother. Hello.
That's killer.
Thank you, fellas. That's a lovely job.
I'm gonna go home and look up who wrote that.
Yeah, it wasn't Louis' song. It was,
Right.
It was it was one of those writer guys.
Yeah.
You guys, just like you.
He wrote just a few. There's one tune on one record I saw, and he was the writer. But I think it was the SOL Blues. Like he wrote. I know, right?
You're gonna write one.
If you're gonna write one, write the SOL Blues. What happens now? What am I doing? Don't you ever?
Some of the from Blown from the Fox, that one?
Who's gonna love you now?
Yeah, yeah.
That's totally what I'm doing now. That's what's happening. Right. This is a song from a record of mine. You should buy all of our records, and you should do that because then we can keep feeding ourselves and our families. You should also buy Chris's entire baseball card collection, and you should buy Paul's car. Just do those things, or don't do those things.
Set a reminder. It's a lot of stuff. Set a
Yeah, it's a lot of
reminder
stuff, that's
and
right.
then chip away at it a little
Right.
bit at a time.
So this tune, this is called "Who's Gonna Love You Now." It's one of those eternal questions. I got the sort of maybe the best salute you can get from a fellow songwriter on this tune. My pal Jeffrey Martin was in the room, and I got to the line about the dog, and from the back of the room, he just went. And I was like, all right, good.
Yep. Deepest respect.
Right. When this bird has flown, when spring has sprung, when what you used to know like the back of your hand isn't even on the tip of your tongue, when the chips have settled, when the dust is down, when you were washed off the grease paint and you were still a clown. Who's gonna love you? Who's gonna love you now? Who's gonna love you? Who's gonna love you now? Now. When the bottle is empty, when the money is gone, when you are just another angry old man shouting, get off of my lawn. When your tree is falling and there was no one to hear it. When your heart is a cornered stray and you can't get near it. Who's gonna love you? Who's gonna love you now? Who's gonna love you? Who's gonna love you now? When the very bottom dollar has gone to the last top dog, when the princess has kissed you soundly and you are still a frog. When there's no way through, when the only way is out, when it is all over but the shouting, you're too tired to shout. Tell me who's gonna love you, who's gonna love you now. Tell me who's gonna love you, who's gonna love you now. Oh, who's gonna love you, who's gonna love you, who's gonna love you now. Who's gonna love you now? I miss every bit of this. I miss like the sort of hum of all of the sustaining instruments, and then everyone's sort of choosing when to mute them and turn them down. Like, right? That's a nice thing. It's like a BLT. Relaxing, like a BLT when the turkey is perky.
Well, yeah, and you know, I'm jealous that you get to play all the Peter Mulvey songs tonight. So I'm gonna play a Peter Mulvey song tonight because that's just what I want to do.
What?
I'm gonna do it in the key of G. So I don't know where that guitar lives. It seems to live like
This is right here.
All right, there you go.
So this is like an audible at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, well, this is something that I talk to everybody else except you about.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
so, and I was like, well, I know a few.
And I don't know all the words to Escanaba Thursday, so I kind of threw the game.
You got to play lead guitar on it though, because it's yours. It's a warm summer evening, I can just hear the knuckleball sweet. It's a warm summer evening, I can just hear the knuckleball sweet. The clover hums along, the little rain clouds are finding their feet. This town is a talisman, it is a vanishing breeze. Oh, this town is a talisman, it is a vanishing breeze. And this song is a first chair viola lost in the weeds. Drinking Sandyman port down at the old cafe. Billy C is drinking Sandyman port down at the old cafe. Oh, and the river goes by slow, the river likes it that way. Sally's barefoot in the backyard, she's calling out to that star above the pine. Sally's barefoot in the backyard, she's calling out to that star above the pine. Oh, and for once that star answers, it says, Sal, you are the wine, you are the wine, you are the wine. with Pete and drink some of that Sandman Man Port. Oh, it's a warm summer evening, I can just hear the knuckleball sweep. Oh, it's a cool October evening, I can still hear that knuckleball sweep. The clover hums along, the little rain clouds are finding their feet. Oh, the clover hums along, these summer evenings are where we used to meet. Oh, these warm summer evenings are where we once and again shall always meet. Right there.
Oh, thanks. That's fun. That's like being in the passenger seat of a car. You're like, wait a minute.
It's a little weird, right?
That's over there?
I've only had a few times where someone has covered one of my songs, with me in the band, and I had to play along. And the immediate effect is that I completely forget how the song goes in its entirety. It's like, what is going on right now? It's like an alarming degree of muscle memory usually, I guess.
I have never seen a little bobbing Hawaiian lady on this dashboard from this
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah, it's like when I go to my neighbor's house and I look back at my house and I don't usually see that angle, and I'm like, oh, we need a new roof. Damn it.
Yeah, I definitely need a new roof. Damn, thank you. Oh, hell.
Thank you for having me.
Well, believe it or not, this went by super quick. We're down for the last two tunes now. We're down to the last little couplet of tunes.
I love it. We're giving people value for their money.
That's right.
Maybe they have somewhere else to go after this.
That's right. Maybe you do.
Digitally.
That's right. So, right, I should just say what happens next. Tomorrow night, as I said, was Singers Read. And then Tuesday night is something called Closed Circuit Open Mic. So that will be Ani DeFranco, Zoe Bookbinder, Chris Delmhorst, Tim Guerin, Pamela Means, yours truly, David Goodrich, and Zach Trajano. So tune in for that. And it's a couple of tunes each, and we will all be sort of logged on virtually, and so we'll be kibitzing with each other. Wednesday, the Lamplighter sessions goes dark. We take a little break, but I'm still going to be working. I'm taking on the entire Passim audience in Scrabble. So the way that this is going to work is we're going to have one camera on the board, and then we're going to have a camera on me for some reason. And Matt doesn't know this, but he's going to be curating a song list of things that have to do with words in the background. And all this will be on the Passim YouTube page. And just go there, and in the chat section, you make your suggestion, and we will have an amanuensis, look it up, who will be
Scrabble word.
playing. Right, you'll be able to see your rack. You'll be able to see your rack full of letters, and we will have an amanuensis who will...
Is that what that means?
a scribe. It's an interlocutor.
Yeah.
But so you'll be able to see your 7 letters, and you make suggestions. And the rules are that the interlocutor will play the word with the highest points that you come up with. So think carefully about that. And I'm going to be donating $2 from $2 per point that this game is decided by to the American Civil Liberties Union. And I invite you to join me, but I'm going to warn you, I might beat you all by 100 points. So you might all be on the hook for $200. Thursday, we have live musicians back here in the club again. We have the Knoll Farm reunion. That'll be Allie McGurk and Lawrence Scudder, Barry Rothman, myself, and Jeremy Moses Curtis. And we're going to be here playing music live in the club. And then Friday is duets, trios, and more. That'll be with James Rohr, Barry Rothman, Allie McGurk, and myself. And then Saturday is Peter, Paul, and Barry. We're going to be playing the classic 1985 Tom Waits record, Rain Dogs, in its entirety. And then Sunday, which will be November 1st, 2 days before the most consequential election of our lives, we are going to, I'm going to read briefly a speech that was given in 1963 by Leonard Bernstein. And then Barry Rothman and Mike Block are going to reimagine the Bach cello suites. And that's called Bach for Democracy. And then we can all resume doom scrolling and frantically sending money to the ACLU. So that's what's going to happen. All right. I can't believe I kept all that in my head, but I did.
Amazing.
Here's a song from my latest record, which just came out a couple of weeks ago. The record is called, it's on Righteous Babe Records, and it's called Peter Mulvey with Sista Strings live at the Cafe Carp. And this is the very first tune on it. And Mark and I are going to play the cello and violin parts that open it, because you start, where do you start? All right, I'm starting there. All right, this is going to be great. It's going to be great. One, two, one, two, three.
Well, don't you ever change, don't you change on me. Don't you ever change, don't you change on me. Don't you change. 'Cause if you ever change, if you change on me, if you ever change, it would rain on me. Don't you change. Love was everything that they told me it would be. Everything they told me, but I wouldn't listen. Now, baby, are you listening to me? Woohoo! Would be everything they told me, but I wouldn't listen. Baby, are you listening? Now every time you change, when you change on me, every time you change, it just rains on me. Don't you change? Oh, don't you change. Don't you change.
God, it feels good to be playing music. This is Chris Anzalone on the drums. This is Mr. Paul Kochanski on the electric bass and vocals. This is Mr. Mark Erelli. Abby and Matt are on tech. Barry, the primate, has been officiating. And all right, take us home, Mr. Erelli.
I'm going to take you home with a this song. You know, when I didn't choose this song until I heard that you were going to do that song. I wasn't familiar with that song because it's fairly new and it's fantastic, and it reminded me of this one. But I wasn't sure I could do this one. This one is the sonic equivalent of seeing if you can still fit into your pre-pandemic gig clothes. You know, it's like, I can maybe get the blazer on, but I can't button it, you know, or the jeans, like, yeah. So I tried this out a couple times at home, and it went okay, and that was sitting down. So I feel like standing up, I should be all right. But this is the second time maybe the second or third time I've ever been part of the Lamplighter, and just wanted to thank you for having me. This is wonderful. There's no other way I'd rather spend a Sunday night.
Okay, though I gotta ask honestly.
Yeah.
Have you done any live streaming performance where you were sort of really only formally dressed from the waist up? Like, have you done a blazer and sweatpants, or what we call the business mullet?
Oh, I thought.
This was on top.
I don't even want to know what's happening on the bottom. No, I haven't. I've
You haven't?
always
suit
dressed.
up the whole
I'm
thing?
not like a full like I don't do like a suit. Like
But
I'll
you
do
have
jeans.
You got to put on the uniform.
I got to put the shoes on at the very least.
So
I have my
you-
gig shoes on.
You haven't done like a nice shirt and then just like shorts or barefoot or socks.
Actually, I did do a nice shirt and the shorts once. It was super hot. It was like an August stream, you know. Yeah, you got me. All right.
August Stream, that was my dancing name.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
No, that was the catcher for the 1959 Braves.
And
I thought
actually,
that was
you
your
know what?
drink order.
Now that I think of it, that's not right. It was the third baseman, Joe Adcock, was the Milwaukee Sawzall. So, correction, sorry. Joe Adcock.
I'm glad we got this cleared up before the end of the stream. Otherwise, people would have been, under the wrong assumption. Here.
There are so many things that I'm glad we've cleared up before the.
Yeah. All right. We're going to leave you with Roy Orbison and another cha-cha-cha ending. Here we go. I was all right for a while. I could smile for a while. But I saw you last night. You held my hand so tight as you stopped to say hello. You wished me well. You couldn't tell that I'd been crying over you, crying over you. Oh, you said so long, left me standing all alone, alone and crying, 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 crying. It's hard to understand, but just the touch of your hand can start me crying. I thought that I was over you, but it's true, oh, so true. I love you even more than I did before. Oh, but darling, what can I do for you? Don't love me, and I'll always be crying over you, crying over you. Oh, you sit so long, and from this moment on, I'll be crying, crying, oh, crying, crying, crying. I've ever heard one.
That's right. There it is. Thank you so much, everybody. Mark Erelli, Paul Kochanski, Chris Anzalone, Abby Altman, Matt Smith, Perry Rothman. I'm Peter Mulvey. We will see you in this room variously over the next week. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Take care of each other. Thanks.